Imagine you wake up one day to find your car won't start, and it's going to cost a fortune to fix, or even worse, you lose your job unexpectedly. How would you cope financially? In the world of personal finance, one key element often stands between a minor mishap and a major financial crisis: an emergency fund. This financial safety net is designed to cover unexpected expenses, from medical emergencies to sudden car repairs or even job loss. Without it, these unforeseen events can shake your financial stability, pushing you towards debt or severe financial stress. Statistics show that many people are just one unexpected expense away from financial hardship. That's where an emergency fund comes in, offering peace of mind and financial resilience. Having an emergency fund can be the difference between a minor inconvenience and a major financial crisis. So, what exactly is an emergency fund, and why do you need one? Let's unwrap this financial jargon, shall we? An emergency fund is essentially a savings account that's dedicated to your unexpected expenses. It's your personal safety net that cushions you from life's financial uncertainties. Think about those unforeseen medical emergencies, sudden car repairs, or even an unexpected job loss. Any of these can throw your finances off balance. But that's where an emergency fund comes into play. It provides you with the financial security to handle these unexpected situations without getting trapped in a debt cycle. In short, an emergency fund is your personal financial security blanket. Now that you understand the importance of an emergency fund, how do you determine how much to save? Let's dive into that, shall we? Setting a financial goal for your emergency fund isn't as daunting as it sounds. Start by looking at your monthly expenses. This includes everything from your rent or mortgage, groceries, bills, and even that occasional coffee treat. Now, a good rule of thumb is to have enough in your emergency fund to cover 3 to 6 months of these expenses. Why? Well, if you were to lose your main source of income, this fund could keep you afloat without having to dip into your other savings or resorting to credit. But remember, everyone's financial situation is unique. Maybe you're a freelancer with an unpredictable income, or perhaps you have dependents to consider. In these cases, you might want to aim for a larger safety net. Set a specific savings goal that suits your needs and work towards it incrementally. Remember, your emergency fund should be tailored to your personal financial situation. Building an emergency fund may sound daunting, but with some practical steps, you can start today. Let's break it down. Firstly, establish a separate savings account specifically for your emergency fund. This not only keeps your emergency savings separate from your regular funds, but also helps resist the temptation to dip into them for non-emergencies. Next, determine a monthly savings amount. This amount should be realistic, something you can comfortably save without straining your budget. Remember, even small amounts add up over time. It's the consistency that counts, not the size of the contribution. Once you've figured out how much you can save each month, automate your savings. Set up a direct transfer from your checking to your savings account. This way, you're paying yourself first, ensuring that a portion of your income goes directly into your emergency fund before you have a chance to spend it. Lastly, look for ways to cut unnecessary expenses. Maybe you can skip that daily latte or cancel a subscription you rarely use. These savings can then be redirected into your emergency fund. Remember, the goal is not to deprive yourself, but to prioritize your financial security. It's about making conscious choices today that will protect you from financial stress in the future. Building an emergency fund is not an overnight task. It's a journey that requires discipline, commitment, and patience. But the peace of mind it provides is worth every penny saved. With discipline and consistency, you can build an emergency fund that will serve you well in times of need. Having an emergency fund is one thing, maintaining it is another. Once you've built your safety net, it's crucial to keep it intact. This fund is your financial life jacket, reserved for true emergencies only. What qualifies as an emergency? We're talking about unexpected events like sudden medical expenses, urgent car repairs, or an unforeseen job loss. It's not for that tempting vacation or the latest tech gadget. Now it's inevitable that you'll dip into your fund when a genuine emergency arises. And that's okay. That's what it's there for. But remember to replenish it afterwards. Think of it as refilling your gas tank after a long drive. You wouldn't want to be caught off guard when the next emergency hits. In summary, treat your emergency fund with respect. Don't dip into it for non-essentials and always top it up after use. Remember, your emergency fund is for emergencies only. Use it wisely, and it will serve you well. Let's hear from individuals who have benefited from having an emergency fund. Take Sarah, for instance. A sudden job loss left her without a steady income. But thanks to her robust emergency fund, she was able to navigate this challenging period without plunging into debt. She had the financial breathing room to hunt for a new job that she loves, without the pressure to accept the first offer that came her way, or consider Michael. When his car broke down unexpectedly, he faced a hefty repair bill. Instead of resorting to credit cards or loans, he dipped into his emergency fund, paying off the expense without a second thought. And then there's Lisa. A sudden medical condition meant a pile of unforeseen medical bills, but her emergency fund came to her rescue, easing the financial stress and allowing her to focus on her recovery. As these stories show, having an emergency fund can be a financial lifesaver. So, let's recap what we've learned about emergency funds. These are vital financial safety nets, designed to cover unexpected expenses. Your task is to set a realistic savings goal based on your circumstances, then take practical steps to build this fund. Remember, it's crucial to use it wisely and replenish it when necessary. You've heard success stories about how people have benefited. Now it's your turn to start or strengthen your emergency fund. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more financial tips.